Well, G'day Team, and welcome back to another episode of Veterans. Episode 6 it is. Once again, joined this morning by Stephen Centipento on Capital Radio 2CC in Canberra. This week, team, what we're talking about, who's affected by veterans. Across the board, there's a number of the people that veterans affect in their lives. And so we're going to have a little bit of a chat about that, have a chat about a few examples of that in society, and just have a look at different options that may be available. Okay, team, so let's look, who is affected by veterans? Let's sort of get the definition right out there. Look, I say everyone, families. We're talking mums, dads, kids, grandparents, partners, work colleagues. There's a number of people, brothers, sisters, friends, that are often affected by veterans, how they react. I've heard stories, of veterans reacting a certain way because they've had a few to drink and all the rest of it at family dinners and stuff like that. We've also got aunties, uncles, as I said, grandparents. Now, all of these people that come into contact with veterans, may have experience with them, may not, may have any number of experiences or levels of experience dealing with veterans. So the first, I suppose, point we need to acknowledge is that anyone that is in close proximity and around a veteran is affected in some shape or form by their actions or by the way they do things. Now, we're not saying that every veteran's got PTSD and not every veteran's broken. The fact is, though, that as we've established in the previous series, veterans do things a certain way. They're direct, they're task-driven and things like that. And that in itself can affect. I know with my son and my son is super relaxed, and yet I am super up the guts with lots of smoke. Now, does that cause a bit of friction? Yeah, sometimes it does. So these are little things that we look at. Right, what should happen? Look, over the years I've dealt with veterans and the Department of Veteran Affairs and all these ESOs and all the rest of the stuff, things have improved, and that's got to be acknowledged. I remember my wife gave a presentation many years ago at the Department of Veteran Affairs about how the information that the partner or the veteran got, the spouse didn't, and how things just slightly changed there and for the better. Now, we have organisations out there like Open Arms, and we're going to talk about them a lot today. That's going to be mentioned a lot. They have got to be, I believe, the first port of call for anyone, veteran or family of veteran. The services they provide or the direction they provide can be literally life and family saving. They run courses that allow people to actually interact with other veterans and their spouses and learn about different things, different ways to engage, different ways to cope with different scenarios. Now, I'd like to talk about a scenario that has just recently, the last 12, 18 months, hit the airwaves. And as we know, a number of soldiers were basically accused, and that's exactly the word I'll use, accused of certain improper actions. And it was all plastered all over the media, and it was politicians and generals and all that distancing themselves and all the rest of it. It is probably the most disgusting and appalling episode I've ever seen. The first thing that should have happened, the very first thing that should have happened with those people that were involved is that they should have been checked on. Someone should have said to them, "Are you okay? Hey, look, this is happening," and also worded their family up. Made sure their families were correct. I just cannot fathom how their families must have felt when that was going on. Absolutely appalling the way that was handled. Should have been kept out of the public completely until there were facts proven. But I don't know what happened there. Innocent till proven guilty. Not in this country, obviously. If, someone says something and makes an accusation. Absolutely appalling actions. Enough I should be saying on that one. Inexcusable. So, team, what can we do? Look, well, as I said, there's a number of things that we can start to look at. Now, we've spoken about ESOs, for instance. It's not, we've got DVA there and that. There's a number of things that these organisations can do to change the way they do business to help veterans. Now, I'm going to give you a small example where a local RSL may be able to help. Joe Bloggs comes in and says, oh, geez, I'd love to play footy, and so would my son. So that RSL might say, hey, look, how about we help you with those fees? Or how about we link you up with a local footy club? And this is going to become more of a discussion point in our next episode when we talk about veteran sports and adaptive sports. What I'm getting at here is that I believe, certainly in my own heart, that as much as it is the veteran that we have to look after, we also must engage with the families, and we must make sure that they are okay and understand. One of the biggest words of not so much advice, but I would suggest ideas to anyone out there maybe dealing with someone with PTSD, a partner with that, get the book, PTSD for Dummies, outstanding book. Again, really basic, very generic, and it explains a number of different things, and I've had a number of really good feedbacks from that. Remember, open arms. If you're having struggles as a veteran, if you're having struggles as a spouse, a child, a mother, a father of a veteran, open arms is there. Their number will be down in the link below. Make sure you get in contact with them. Team, look, it's obviously, what we've just covered here today is my opinion, and I'm pretty passionate about it too. I suppose the reason I'm so passionate about it is because it's not just the veteran that's affected. I will say this, that veterans have given their time, to this country, and their families have also given sacrifice in their time to this country. And the least we can do as a community, not only a veteran community, but a community as whole, is help these people, look after them, and provide some support. Remember, team, open arms. That's probably the first port of call I would say to anyone. And you've also got Defence Care out there, team. Look, this is Scott signing off from the Shed 2.0. Make sure you join us again next week. 2CC Capital Radio in Canberra with Stephen Centipento when we talk about veteran sports. See you later, team.